Let's see. I have no idea who's going to be here. Let's see who's here. Oh, that's quite a cute kitty. Hi, everyone. It's Sunday, new haircut, try and have a relaxing day. I need to put my glasses on. There we go. Now I can see properly. I'm doing well, thank you. Not feeling 100% today. I saw your announcement live like 5 minutes ago, otherwise I might have missed it. Yeah, I to be honest only posted it about an hour ago randomly. Did everyone see the post that I put about what I'm reacting to next? What's coming up? Oh, thank you, Steffi. New haircut. Let go of the bush. Yeah, it's a new haircut. I get my haircut every so often because I have naturally bushy, wavy hair, and you need a cut here and there. Seeing as it's a Sunday and we're supposed to be relaxing and all of that, did anyone have any questions about the upcoming reactions? Is there ones that you're particularly looking forward to? Oh, for those on Patreon, I will be posting the last episode of Word of Honor. I've just on purpose been leaving it because I don't want the show to end. But I will say you will see me extremely confused, but then I figured everything out literally as I stopped recording. Okay, so Papa and Daddy. Yeah, that's the first one. I'm so terrible. I've got it right here. I should just look. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So that is. I'm hoping that doesn't get blocked. I did look before about reactions to that, and they weren't blocked, but I don't know. I haven't had call it what you want blocked, so I'm hoping not. We'll see. I have added some uh next reactions, like one more, just because someone said it's 40 minutes in total. That's not a long time to react to something. So, so light on me, definitely. I will say this now. I'm only on episode 4, So that won't be coming out until maybe when I'm around episode 9 and like around 10 or something like that, just in case someone spoils it for me, because I've purposefully not been looking it up on Twitter and all of that. But as you know, Call It What You Want will be the next one up. I may have some thoughts and feelings and opinions about certain characters that if you've seen my Patreon, you'll know. I do have a Word of Honor crack video, part one. So that's literally 4 minute video. So that can come up pretty soon. Avenue X has said I can use her videos if it's on YouTube. So that will also be coming up. And I can watch more of her stuff now that she's given me permission. Just a little detail there. I'm looking. Beloved in house, yes. Beloved in house, I do. People did mention that before, so I knew that it was always going to be something I reacted to, and it's not that many episodes. I could be lying there. I didn't expect you to watch The Devil's Judge. Such a great dark. Yeah. To be honest, I mean, it does have my favorite idol in it. I wasn't particularly, but then I wasn't particularly interested. But then people started speaking about it, and it's kind of nice to branch off away from just a BL show. That's why, as well, I'm kind of going to see if I can react to Shameless. I don't know how. That might have to be the same way that I do Word of Honor and all of that. Avenue X12, yeah. I'm glad that she said yes, I could use it. She was pretty kind about it, and so that was nice of her. But I just wanted to give her a heads up because obviously, if she put it on other platforms, I don't think she wants that. I'm happy that you're doing Given. Yes, Given. I put that on there because someone on Discord, I think it was Adam, spoke about giving it a show, like a go. Sorry, I think he said you could watch all of it in like 3 hours, and so far I've heard really good things about it. I don't know anything else about it, but as you just said, you like the manga, the anime. Okay, 12 episodes. Hmm. That's not that bad. That's pretty good. I'm sure they're not that long. The episodes. Usually, I started to do 2 episodes a week now. One because it does take up time to watch stuff and then edit, but two, I don't want to go for a whole show in one go because then it means I've got something to look forward to the next week, but also so I have a schedule. Because I've just put up history for Close to You episode 2. I promise you I will start to like the show, just not certain relationships. Hello. So it's very strange. The phone is linking up quite nicely with the YouTube, like the laptop reaction, so I can see your comments a lot quicker than usual. But as you see, I have to look down, even with my glasses. I'm still shocked that To My Star doesn't really have many reaction videos to it. Apparently, people were having problems with it getting blocked. Any shows on any upcoming shows you're looking forward to? I am interested in Peach of Time. That actually does interest me because it'd be quite nice to see how Tommy and Jimmy, who aren't a couple in this, react and work together. Because obviously it's a different pairing now, and it's also Korean and Thai production. So that's interesting how they're going to resolve parts of the language barrier and the story because you're incorporating two different ways of filming. What other shows? Um, I'm terrible at figuring out about shows until someone posts it on Twitter, and then I'm like, oh, I might be interested. I guess I not upcoming show, but oh, okay. For Immortality, is that actually being released this year because of uh, China's ban on BLs because of everything that's going on? Because I know they've just banned effeminate-looking men from being on TV. So I don't know what that means for so-called romance BLs. Um, I'm sure the ones maybe that have been filmed will be released next year. I could be wrong. With Trapped, that is a rewatch. So originally I was going to put it just on Patreon, but I think I'm not sure because I think you can put it up. Um, I think you can put it up on YouTube. And Scum Scam, I've seen the Norwegian one, so that's again a rewatch. To me, it's still one of the best acted shows I've seen in terms of coming of age. Did you know Thousand Stars won a prize as the best LGBT drama? I did know. I saw. I think I retweeted when they won because what was nice was that it wasn't just it was LGBT, so it was incorporated a larger audience of media, and I think it deservedly won. I mean, Tale of a Thousand Stars was really, really good. It will be released, but don't know when. They didn't ban it at first, but it didn't pass censorship, and after that, they kept on postponing it. Yeah, censorship must be very difficult because obviously China's rules are quite strict. So I wonder if, like, I wonder what other could they put it make it on the web, but I'm not sure. There are ways to release stuff. Hi Tanya. Yeah, can't deny it. A Thousand Stars is a really, really good show. And I guess maybe for me, it was because it was so different from the regular Thai BLs. But I will have to say, I'm really impressed with the last kind of year and a bit with what they've been able to produce. Maybe 2 years? Because I also think, as you all know, I Told Sunset About You and I Promised You the Moon are some of the best acted, I'm going to say queer media, because I don't think it really is a BL. I think it's very different. That's what I think about Gaia Sapalakula is it's way more than just a BL. China rules are getting crazier. Yeah. So how has everyone's Sunday been? Is everyone enjoying the relaxation of the day? Did you watch the new King Porsche teaser trailer? Which one? Because they've had a few teasers come out. I will say aesthetically it looks appealing, but I'm not sure what. I haven't watched them. I've just seen like still images, so I don't even know if who's been cast because I know we've lost a majority of the cast. So I have absolutely no clue who's in the show. is it will be interesting where they go with the show because aesthetically it looks very different from the mini movie trailer we got because that was just a mini movie. I, I don't have the same hype for it, but that might be because it's been so long and with everything going on with the show. Hmm. Maybe I need to go and take out these teasers. 10 hours. When was the last time I slept 10 hours? You must feel really refreshed. Maybe slightly overtired. Uneventful. Yeah, I will. For me, I'm glad it's uneventful. I will say, after doing this live, I'm then going to probably upload the crack video. Sounds so weird saying it like that. And the Light on Me episode 3 and 4 to then put on Patreon. Then I need to edit Until We Meet Again episode 9. Um, and Call It What You Want episode. Is it 4 and 5? What is it? Yeah. And then I've got a couple of supernatural um, videos to edit. They take longer, but I did buy oh, the supernatural box set. I didn't realize it was this big. Ah, okay, you're having your period. Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Sharon. Oh, I hope you're having a really nice birthday. Oh, work on a Sunday. Yeah, I worked on my yeah. Yeah, adult Tim, when you work on your birthday. You just came back from studying Thai. How do you find studying Thai? Are the tones very difficult to learn? Give me more. Oh, okay, you're going to a festival. What festival are you going to? I haven't been to one in a long time. I did really like Download, but that was like 14 years ago. Seems like everyone's going back to work. I mean, I get it. It's tomorrow's Monday. Oh, you've already had your last day at your summer job. Oh, that went really quickly. Uh, yeah, when you volunteer and then you're like, oh, yes, probably shouldn't have done that. But you know what? It gets you out on Tuesday, gets you to do stuff. Oh, okay, for Labor Day. Right. Okay, it's just an annual thing. I don't really mind the talking part. Like the tones are rather easy to get used to, but the writing is yeah, the writing does look pretty difficult, especially rules because I find I think people like in so many languages, it is quite difficult. Like the rules that you're supposed to go by. I think like in especially thinking of other languages that don't speak in English, the actual rules of what's supposed to be written is pretty difficult. Because you also might have to gender certain things, and then if there's one word that it has like seven different meanings or ways to write it. I mean, I get money, always something I need. Yeah, exactly. We need money. How's your doggo? My dogs are great, thank you. They're laying about asleep somewhere. They probably have heard me now talk about them. They're somewhere. Maybe I'll go get them in a second. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That does actually sound pretty difficult, especially with the vowels. But that also might just certain people the way you move your mouth and consonants and vowels may be different. Oh, sorry, Sharon. But thankfully, then they're not anywhere near you. They're over here. Oh, what kind of circus are we talking about? Do you have the big tent and then the performers? Oh, Korean writing. I've just seen that. Korean writing is definitely much easier. It doesn't take too long to understand that system. It's the speaking part. I think it's pretty difficult, especially when you hear people from different parts of Korea and how they speak, and some people pronounce like you'll hear a D, someone else will say like a TH or an N or a D, a G and a K, and it's trying to figure out how to say it correctly. Is there a language you'd like to learn? Hmm. Well, definitely more on the Korean side. Um, but I would also really like to. I don't know why I still want to learn it, but Norwegian. I just remember love going to Norway, but obviously not really understanding what people are saying. But I imagine Norwegian would be pretty difficult as well. You've been close to just one dog, and that was years ago. Some people are petrified. Yeah. My friend, she I think was attacked by one or it barked, or I don't know what it did, but it was a small dog, and obviously I got a small dog. She's fine around mine, but I understand why people get jumpy of dogs because my dogs, when they see you, they get very excited. Um, and one really likes to jump, and they love to try and kiss you, and so people get a bit frightened. Well, the, your cousin's dog. Was it just like that around everyone? Because some dogs are quite grumpy. I have to be honest, actually, it sounds pretty cool. I haven't been to a circus in such a long time. I used to go as a kid. With me for Korean, just if you want to learn on a basic way, is just to do like Korean 101, Korean class 101 on YouTube, because like there's like learn Korean in 4 hours. Clearly, it's just the basics. I think Chinese do. Chinese must be very difficult to learn, especially with the placement of your mouth. They perform with animals. Yeah, it's always amazing when they're performing with animals and other stuff like that. I know a lot of people are afraid of clowns, so I know when I was younger, some people didn't go because of that, whereas it didn't really bother me. Maybe it's because I don't know. Some dogs are like that, Steffi. My old flatmates, housemates, at university, her dog didn't like men usually, but for some reason he liked me. But then I saw him really growl and bark at someone else, and I was like, oh, so he really doesn't like men, apart from me apparently. Oh wow, so you really did go, seeing as they knew you. See, when I was younger, I had a female German Shepherd, and obviously all the men loved her. But that also meant that if her scent was on any of my clothes, they loved like my jacket, especially if she was in heat. Seeing as I was asked what I'm looking forward to upcoming shows, what about the rest of you? Any upcoming shows that you are looking forward to? I mean, I've got 20 shows I'm reacting to coming up, so that will keep me busy for a while. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if I can post this. Oh yeah, do you know what? I still haven't seen the Game Boys movie. I really need to go and see that before watching Game Boys 2, because there's no point without watching the movie, I believe. Let's see, let's see. Where did I put it? Um, where- Let's see if I can copy that. Sorry, guys. Um, about Bite Me. Um, yeah, Bite Me is that. That's not the food one, is it? The Why do I think of vampires? No, it's a food one, right? Yeah, Light on Me. Personally, I'm only up to episode 4, but I did really like the first 2 episodes. Episode 3 and 4 still very good, but they're more of a settling down type of episode where the story is being pushed forward. So how many episodes are out for Bite Me? Two? The thing is that I think it's fun going into a show completely blind, um, because then any surprise that comes from it is a surprise. Okay, so only two. So this is my spreadsheet for what I'm reacting to, what's coming up. Because right now I take just Sunday off. Um, you need that one day, especially to catch up on editing. Oh, I see one person already looking. Anonymous Jackal. And now there's an anonymous mink. You all are given anonymous animal little things. I can see who's looking. I go into almost all shows blind, yeah. Very sure. I like going into shows blind. I always like tend to enjoy things I think before I'm going to, so might as well just watch it. Oh, wait, a new show called Sweet Dear. Yes, My Sweet Dear. Um, Kanguk. Oh, yes, yes, I've seen things about this. He's got longer hair now, and the teaser is him pulling the guy to him. It's another food based BL, which is interesting that they've gone from there to now food. It seems like maybe food turns a lot of people on. Yeah, in regards to the Devil's Judge, I have no idea how that's going to be put up. I doubt I can put just a link up on YouTube, so I might have to do how I do it with Word of Honor and um what was the other show? The Untamed. So I might have to do links like that and what I'm doing with history. But of, but of course, these will be up on Patreon first, and then you'll know when they come out. I'll tell everyone in the community tab when these shows are coming out, so people know to look forward to them. But everyone should know that Call It What You Want will be the next thing out. What shows? But it won't be for a while because from now on it's going to be 2 episodes of Word of Honor, which will be Thursdays and Mondays. Tuesdays and Wednesdays will be the Untamed. Now that I'm so far ahead, Fridays is always Supernatural. I'm looking at my board. Saturday is Until We Meet Again, and I'm only up to episode 4 on that. And History, I'm only up to obviously episode 2. But there's something to look forward to. There's other things coming out. It just also means that I get to react to these videos, have a lot time ahead just in case they do get blocked, so I can work it out. Like Light on Me was a nightmare because I've had to put a filter on top of it, and then there will be moments where it cuts out because of music for copyright. So just be prepared for that. It's not long. It's like maybe a minute or 10 seconds here and there. Don't worry, it's on that list. It's what number is it? It's number eight, and eight's my favorite number, by the way. Don't ask me why. But I know, yes, the other shows shouldn't take too long. Like Papa and Daddy won't take too long. Shameless will probably take me a long time. And yeah, and it's number eight, so that's a good sign because again, eight's my favorite number. You're going to react to Devil's Judge. I got seven fan. Yeah, well, as I've said earlier, the main reason I would watch it is because he is my favorite idol. So I will be looking forward to watching that. Thank you, Raj. Seven is supposed to see seven is supposed to be my lucky number, just like red is supposed to be my lucky color. But I'm not. I have a weird thing about odd numbers. Don't ask me why. It just they make me uncomfortable. Then again, I have a favorite letter. Don't ask me. As a kid, it was just very strange. R for some reason. Well, you can find out your lucky color just by doing little online things or go for like palm reading and stuff like that, and they tell you stuff. Like I said, it's supposed to be. Doesn't mean it is my actual lucky color, but it's supposed to be red because red is lucky in certain societies. I don't know if it's been lucky for me. Take your time and enjoy the shows. Yeah, definitely. I want to. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I did say this on my Patreon today, which was though as much as I really do enjoy the Untamed and I really am liking it, it started to get to the point where I'm actually dreading putting the episodes out because it gets very tiring having to fight with people all the time about it. But I don't give up. I don't back down, and I'm already 27 episodes in, so there's no way I'm giving up. Especially with how good it's just got. Like episode 26 is my favorite episode by far, so far. For anyone, if you're like Wiccan, I know isn't three supposed to be quite a powerful magical number, or I might watch Charmed later. I this is I have the full box set to Buffy, Angel, Charmed, now Supernatural, which was money. See, I'm trying to figure out what I can put on my Patreon in terms of movies. Because obviously there's a £10 tier and they get every show, but they also get movies and shows I've seen. But the shows I've seen aren't BLs, and of course most of my patrons are for BLs. So I'm really grateful I only put up BLs on a small tariff. Oh, okay. What show, bar A Thousand Stars, because we know that's going to be there, what show surprised you the most when you watched it? In terms of the Untamed, I was ruined about how long the flashbacks are. I'm not going to lie about that. Someone is even more specific in when the actual, you know, episode when that was a bit frustrating because I wanted to enjoy the movie when it goes back to the present time. But it's not more. Some people have. It's not. Oh, I don't even know if it's spoilers. It's just more that because I'm opinionated, it rubs people the wrong way, and it's a fight to have your opinions with someone. But I don't back down. I'm opinionated, as you can all tell, and I'm gonna have to stay like that. Oh, is um black and purple. Okay, good colors. Good colors. Um, did you watch Vampire? What We Do in the Shadows? Okay, that has please if no one please go and watch the movie. It's from um Flight of the Conchords, so New Zealand uh, based, and then they made it into a TV series. I haven't watched the TV series, but the movie is so good. I laughed out loud several times. Um, I've heard really good things about the TV show, and I really should watch it. But for What We Do in the Shadows, honestly, I think you would laugh out loud. Word of honor. People just need to shut up. Yeah, yeah. Oh, because you didn't expect it to be that gay. Yeah, I don't know how they got away with that show for censorship. I know they probably because of the low budget and they didn't expect much from it. But when I last looked at episode one, it had over 11 million views. So I when I say it's not a, I know other shows are bromance because they can't do BLs. This is a pure BL, just without the kissing. Cherry Magic and To My Star really surprised me in the best way possible. Yeah, Cherry Magic was a really sweet, touching show. I really, I've only had two shows since doing reactions, so what, almost 2 years now? Well, a year and a half. Um, Cherry Magic and Color Rush are the only two I sat down and watched by myself without doing reactions, and I really wish now I had done them as reactions because I enjoyed both of them a lot, especially Cherry Magic. We Best Love. I'm actually rewatching We Best Love and the special edition. I'm terrible at knowing what these special editions are. I'm just sat there going, "Oh, didn't I see this?" I'm terrible at it. Um, We Best Love was really good, but it didn't surprise me because I've gotten high expectations of Taiwanese BLs now because they've been pretty consistent. I love the movie, and I can definitely also recommend the TVs. It has a different cast and a different characters, but in my yeah, I know it's completely different cast. It's a British cast, if I remember correctly. Um, I think I've even worked with some of them. They are. I've seen clips of the TV show, um, but not enough to know. To know. I know it follows the same kind of thread, but I just his it's supposed to be really good. Yeah, I think We Best Love drew in a lot of people. I mean, a lot from what people speak about it. Honestly, Don't Say No is really surprised me in terms of the actors' abilities now that they have a show focused on them. That's really the only reason I decided to give it a go. Oh yeah, and I can read fast. Yay me. Um, yeah, you're not the first person to say Don't Say No. I am. I have an ex patron that's on my Twitter that was telling me about how they even like it more now than Tharn Type season two, and probably because we're actually getting to see these. Like Fiat was my least favorite written character, I think, but people say we actually get to see him as a person and he's multidimensional. And maybe I should give Dance. Should I put that on my list? I was surprised by Light on Me. It was better than I expected. Again, I'm only up to episode 4, but I do love, and I mentioned this in my opening little speeches, that Korean dramas, no matter even if it's in the darkest of times, they have some sort of light to them. The stylistic nature of them is always bright, and even in this show, it's bright. But again, I'm only up to episode 4. With the little, what we call a plaster, but Americans will call a band aid. I thought that was really sweet. Okay, so there's two programs there. So Don't Say No and Young Royals, because I actually have been asked quite a lot about Young Royals, so I should put it on there. I haven't watched it. Um, by the way, I just watched We Best Love Fighting Mr. Second, and I just can't get over. Yeah, the drunk scene. Yeah, because apparently he was actually drunk as well. Um, I think they did. Is it 2 takes they did on that? But knowing that he was absolutely hammered, um, I spoke in my reaction. I speak about We Best Love Fighting Mr. Second episode 2 about how beautiful that acting is from both of them. The scene, like the actual intentions of it. As an actor, that is the type of thing we want to get. Of course, it's a bit aggressive now that I look back at it, and but it's the movement of the hands, the way he doesn't want him to speak, the tears. Honestly, as an actor, that kind of scene is what you want to sink your teeth into. You made it. Hi, Noel. Don't say no. Yeah, I wouldn't say the story is anything spectacular, which is, yeah, that's not surprising. But it was honestly a joy to see how far the two actors have come, because I'm really enjoying what they're doing. Because I'm watching Until We Meet Again, and it has taken me a while to get past the episodes. Um, Obviously Leo is his character's name. He's in Until We Meet Again with the horrible, terrible wig that they put on that poor guy's head, and for some reason he looks much younger now than he does in that show. Um, but I'll be interested because I liked his character in Barn Type, so I'll look forward to what they can do. I know there's a whole pillow scene, but I don't know anything about it. I just know there's a pillow scene. The sofa scene has everyone talking about the show, Celine, and yes, I think Sam and you were so great in the whole show. But yeah, yeah, they were amazing actors, and we should be getting a We Best Love 3, I believe. I just don't know who will be the main focal point. And there's apparently a novel of We Best Love made after the show, but I can't find it anywhere. Oh, is there? Oh, that'd be quite interesting to read the novel, because if it's after the show, then it's going to be based more on what the show was about. Young Royals is straight fire. I started Don't Say No because people recommended it, but I'm not impressed. It's a nice gap filler, something for in between, but nothing special either. I can't remember how many takes, but I remember Sam drank 3 beers, of glass of whiskey. Yeah, yeah. He he was absolutely. I think I've seen behind the scenes where he's absolutely drained Sam after doing his scenes, because they're clearly he's a method actor. I can't say I'm particularly a fan of method actors, because um they're not fun to be around while filming, but they're actually really nice people once the show's done. But it's hard. I've noticed a lot of people when they do these scenes, and maybe is this Asian culture that you kind of hug and you kind of embrace the person when they've done a tough scene. Maybe it's because I don't like being hugged and touched, but I've never ever had when I've had to do a really draining scene. I've never had anyone rub my back or make sure I'm okay ever. And then I see that with like shows in Asia, and I'm like, that's actually a really beautiful and smart thing to do for the actors, because it makes sure that they're comfortable in their surroundings and they know that they can pull back. I don't know. We just don't do that over here. Or at least I haven't. I had to rewatch. The acting was phenomenal. Yep. The wig is legendary. The wig is no that wig. All I know is whoever came on set that day was like, I don't like him. This is what we're putting him in. Either that or he had maybe a buzz cut because he was filming something else. Okay, so let's just put Dunsin. Dunsin. Format that. What else was there? Everyone. Young Royals. That's it. I know it seems like I'm crazy talking to myself, but I don't know if anyone else does that. Um, but when you sounds too loud in your head, and you have to say it out loud. Makes me sound crazy. Did I just see someone? Congratulations, Cora, on completing your PhD. Oh, you'll be leaving the UK tomorrow. I would definitely keep following your Patreon, even though VPN may be needed to access some of your videos. Um, Maybe I'm not sure with VPN because um, I'm because they're on Google Drive and Vidyard, so I don't know if you need a VPN. I'm not sure how that's set up, if they would be blocked. Um, but congratulations on your PhD. That's amazing. There's a lot of hard work. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one who speaks out loud. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's just one of those things that when you have something in your head and the noise is too loud, you have to say it out loud. I do that all the time. Like if I'm thinking too much about something, I have to pace up and down and talk about it. I really enjoy your analysis while reacting to the BL series. Sounds very professional. Oh, thank you. I think it also comes. I don't know. Maybe it's just me as a person. I'm like an old soul, but also I'm just not naturally one to scream at stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. You guys have seen me, especially when drunk, like go in about scenes and if something I don't like, but in a natural sense, kind of like to sit back and think about a show. Until We Meet Again has a great plot, but sometimes it's slow and scenes are dragged out for too long. And Dina PD and Palm have moments of awkward intimacy that are a bit cringy. Um, I have to be honest with you, Linda. See, um, I think that's my problem. Until We Meet Again is actually a good show, but it does feel very long and drawn out. And because I've not been in a particularly great place in the last month or so, and also I'm not well, not COVID, even though my sister has it, but I haven't been around her. Um, I'm just not feeling well at all. Um, but I do find some of the scenes in Until We Meet Again a bit long, and I'm also way more invested in Will and Team and Manal than I should be. But I do know I'm heading up to a special point. I'm not going to say because someone just said they haven't watched the show yet, but I'm about to get into episode 10. If people have watched the show, they know what I'm talking about, but I won't say it. I mean, it's not like a moment, it's just a character. And I've never gone to past episode 12. So when I start reacting to Until We Meet Again, once we're up to episode 12, I have absolutely no clue what goes on beyond that. I talk to myself all day. It drives my husband crazy, and now my kids do it. It's maybe I'm with you, Noel. I have to get my thoughts out. The real question is, what's worse, the wig or Pupa's facial hair from A Thousand Stars? That is a tricky question. Maybe if the wig was brushed, but then I don't like long hair on men, so that also was probably just that. I'm gonna go for the beard because what they did know that that beard was what beard? That was just pencil drawn on. I'm just about to start watching Until We Meet Again. It's next on my list. There are just so many shows to catch up on. I think you can all gather by now. I like making lists. I think making lists are really great and helpful for you to remember stuff. Someone took a pencil and drew his face. Yeah, I mean, I think they did. I think they literally just drew on his face. Until we meet again, hits again. Well, I think that's the big problem for me as well. It's I'm not one of those that usually goes, "Oh, I like the side character more," because you will see me not fight to the death because that's a bit dramatic. But I will argue my point about loving Pete and Cal from Dark Blue Kiss more than Sun and Mork. But in this case, I do wish some of the side characters were a bit more fleshed out. But I know obviously winning teams, the actors are getting their shows coming out when they can film. Um, and those two just seem to have a really good friendship as well. So I think it will be really good to watch how they build up those two. Poupin's beard lasted for a few scenes only. It can get a pass. I mean, technically, yeah, if it had been multiple episodes, I think I called it out as soon as I saw it. That wig, though, I just can't get over it. So bad. After episode 12, it starts to pick up. This is the thing. I don't remember why I stopped watching it. What year did it come out? 2019 or 2020? Was it 2019? All I know is, for some reason, I stopped watching it and I never went back to it. I'm not sure why. Oh, no, I'm not sure why. Everyone loves Pete and Cal more. Mm-mm. There are a lot of people that don't. There are a lot of people that think Sun and Mork were way more interested. And I was like, were they? They were cute, I guess, if you want to use that word. They, it's just, I think because Tay is one of my favorite BL actors, so I just enjoy what he does. I kind of got used to the wig. Yeah, you have to get used to that wig. Have you seen the teasers of the new King Porsche? Um, I I've seen still images, and as I said earlier, because someone asked as well. Aesthetically, it looks really appealing because they're using hues and shades. Um, but I don't think they've hired any of the other cast, the new cast that they need to hire. So, of course, these are going to be teasers. Um, I haven't had the same feeling about it, and that I had when I watched the mini movie because that was a mini movie. That they more or less just made a mini movie trailer. Um, but maybe I need to go and give these teasers a look. I'm wondering how different it's going to be. Um, and I don't know how much of the story they have to change because obviously they're a new company, obviously new actors. Um, I don't know. But again, aesthetically, it does look from the still very, very attractive to bring people in to watch it. But I'm looking forward to when they can put out a trailer once they're able to film. I kind of thought, unironically, you love it because everyone hates it. Yeah, I didn't even realize. it was the actor from Don't Say No and Tharn Type Season 2 until someone pointed it out, and I was like, oh, of course. They're always in something. Okay, question. What scene makes you laugh that probably isn't supposed to make you laugh? Okay, so added those two on to my kids. Actually, let me copy that and move that to here. Okay, so it's the original authors are still working on it. Okay. I am sad to see certain actors go, but then again, we didn't see anything more than that marathon trailer. So maybe the show will actually be a big surprise and be really, really good. I've got quite a dark sense of humor that I don't put out on the reactions because I tend to laugh at things you're not supposed to laugh at in real life. Like I can sometimes get in trouble for laughing at things I shouldn't laugh at. Like I've got very dark sense of humor. The teaser was a little more dark and artsy. I'm just looking forward to when it actually comes out. Yeah, I think that's why my excitement has gone down. I completely understand why they've had the issues they've had, but because they released that trailer, which now they probably regret doing because of the hype. But I feel like people are talking about um, the new teasers for Kin Porsche. I feel like it's going to be very mixed reactions because of who's not in it and who's in it. I was excited for Perth in Kin Porsche. I loved him in My Engineer. Great facial expressions. I can't deny that I probably was looking forward to seeing the two main actors who were still in it because that was their scenes were really nicely done. Uh, Porsche and Perth's character, and I know Perth has a huge, huge fan base. Um, because I know someone who runs his lives. She helps out with that, so I know that must be frustrating for all of his fans because he was really good in My Engineer. He was probably my favorite character. Him and Talei's characters. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just love dark humor, and that's probably why I like horror movies as well. Gameplay, that's his name. Yeah, someone spoke about Jeff. I don't know. I must have seen him in stuff before. I'm not certain, but I definitely recognize Gameplay's face. I know, and he was Porsche, right? Who was one of the more intriguing characters in that trailer. Such a shame, but I do like also how professional they have been about not being in the show because obviously it's their careers, and it's really hard to when you're not in a show anymore, whatever the circumstances. They may have just have other projects. But you always got to be professional when you leave a message out. Because a few people are not in the show anymore, but I'm just not certain who stayed. I'm curious if they kept the dad. Yeah. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Ingredients. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I think I've seen clips of it. I think because someone mentioned Jeff before. Oh, I will say something that maybe people won't think when they see my reactions. But call it what you want. I'm just on Wednesday going to react to um, the finale of season 1, and I really actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. Don't get me wrong, I do not relate to a certain character. Bess is someone I relate to a lot. Um, but yeah, I don't know what I was expecting from Call It What You Want, but I do talk about a lot about professionalism, so people might get really annoyed at that. But it's something that bothers me in that show. Anyone who's seen my Patreon will see. I get a bit riled up at certain points. Jeff Satur is also an amazing singer, and he sings. Oh, okay, that's really cool. And both of them are in He She It. Ah, okay. Yes, I put that on the list. That is on the list. I think that's the one you told me is 40 minutes in total, which is like one complete sit down. You should create a sheet to remember people's names and faces. Honestly, I think it would be beneficial because I'm terrible sometimes with names. Okay, so that is the one. Yep. And because it's quite a short one, it's quite nice. Because obviously, when you do reactions, BLs tend to be long, not long in terms of time length, but episodes, you have 12 all the way up to like 16, 17. And sometimes it's a bit tiring because obviously I react to so many shows and you're just like, is it going to end? And then some shows are just really short and you wish there were more episodes. And then some just work. Hey, be the professionalism bother. My issue, can I speak? I can speak about it. Why not? It's a lie. Um, my issue is more to do with what they're doing in front of people, like in the workshop in front of Bass. Um, that's my issue about professionalism, or when they're on set. You, there's nothing wrong with those type of relationships at all, and they happen all the time. What I personally don't like, and this is just from working on set and my own standpoint, is clearly not doing your job because, and it just, I did parts of it were cringy. I actually like the character of James. Can't say for the other one, eight, and Bass. I mean, poor guy. and it's quite he's yeah, it's quite dark, especially because obviously it's based on real life events, which also brings an uncomfortability factor when you watch it, because you know what transpired because it was all on Twitter. Um, I like the show, uh, but also I'm not someone that can fall in love really easily or like that. So that also might be why, because it comes from I come from a different viewpoint for it. And also the actor who plays T does a great job because um yeah, just there are moments where you're supposed to feel bad for him. Like it was like a small snippet about the mother, but it's just frightening to watch those type of things happen and know that they happen on a regular basis. I'm too lazy to create one at the moment. Well, I gathered you weren't going to do it right now. Write it on a piece of paper. I'm better with faces. Names just get deleted from my mind. Now I know names and recognize faces, but connecting the names to the faces. I can't remember faces at all. I can watch a main character for 20 episodes, let him change his hair color, and I will have no clue who he is. I have that in real life. If I don't see you for a while, I don't remember what you sound like or look like until you're in person, and that frightens me, especially because if you know if you lose someone, you don't remember them. That's that. Yeah, they were shameless with their affair. Hmm. Yeah, I do go on a rant on my episodes about Abe taking away Bass's opportunity to understand a character, but his character better, and he sings better, just because he wants to stand there and flirt. Oh, I mean, like you don't take away someone's moment for them to learn their character, and you're in a workshop, and mm, I just can't connect to Abe. I just can't. I'm hoping maybe episode 6 or season 2 I do, because I don't think he's a malicious individual, and he's very forward. I got to give it. And they did a very realistic thing, which is when they were on the phone, the innuendos, the speaking, the talking all night thing. Like, there's definitely a sense of realism in it that you don't get from many shows. You know, it's not. You know how certain BLs can make it seem like it's bubbly and bright, even when they go through hardships. This feels very much real, and I think that's what I like about it. I get that. That reminds me every time people want to learn BTS members based off of their hair color when they well, that's any idol. Like most idols change their hair color so much that I'm like, huh? And who is it? Oh, there's two that look so much alike, and I'm not talking about the twins or the brothers idols. Oh, they keep coming up on my Instagram. Someone did a little compilation of one saying raw. It's not TX. It's not Pentagon. I can't remember. But two of them look so much alike, and I get so confused when they stand next to each other. See, the people I'm thinking of, they're both in the same group. They're in the same group. They got really sharp features as well. Like they're very good looking. They're very. I can't. They tried to establish a lot with a short episode length and episodes in general. Yeah, they did try to establish a lot. I still like the show though. I still enjoyed Call It What You Want. Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I still would watch it because of the realism in it, especially the opening episode, what happens to James, and also just like payment issues and stuff like that. There is, well, when I was watching Produce 101, there was a contestant who looked so much like Nui, but maybe, but not in pictures. I think it was in motion he looked like him. I need to find that again. Then again, Produce 101. Mm-hmm. Also, what's very smart for Call It What You Want is the establishing shot of the sound of the city, because then that kind of gives you a sense of where it's going. And also, like moments when they're getting ready and they're getting dressed, and it there's definitely a sense of realism, and we know it's because obviously the director who is basing it on, and that's what helps the show for me. I just have a thing about the professionalism. That's all really. Otherwise, like I said, I didn't have a problem with the relationship. There are many people who have been in relationships who have been on set, many, and it works, and they're still together now, and they're allowed to have a relationship. Also, I've just figured her name out. Is it Joe, the assistant? I really like her character because it feels like she gets unheard and maybe not seen because she's a woman in the show, and I like that James and her have a good friendship. I quite like her character. Did you watch Disney's Luca? Mm-mm. I have been watching to a reactor called Zavid. I think his name's David, and he just puts the Z on, like how people say Zaddy. Um, I think he might have watched it. Oh, let me see. I haven't really watched a Disney cartoon since like Monsters Inc. Maybe. Let me see if this is. Oh yeah, he did watch this Luca thing, and when they're in water, they're like fish, and it's like a coming out movie, but it's not expressed like that. Yeah, he did watch Luca. Italiano. Ah, gelato. Ah. Yeah, that's what that Zavid said when he watched it about the clear queer messaging behind it. Um, and he cried. I know he cried watching it. Apparently, a lot of people have cried watching it, and they said it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I was going to say that. I was going to say something. Completely forgot. Oh, has everyone seen on Twitter, if you have Twitter, that someone has created a list of BLs and asked people to give their thoughts and opinions on it? I was a bit annoyed they left out Word of Honor, but yet they had the Untamed. My sister always says if you forget something, it was never that important. But then I don't know. I'm just forgetful. Oh, you saw my tweets. Yeah, I thought it was actually a good uh, thing that they did because it kind of gives you a sense of you're able to then express how you feel about a show in small character amount of characters. And I thought it was quite a good topic because I'd love to see what people think about shows and who thinks kind of on the same thread as you and who views a show very differently. Yeah, usually on Twitter, if you follow me, you notice I only usually post my reactions. So it'll be like, whatever came up. Um, but I thought it was a really good topic to have. I mean, there was a lot of shows there, so I was like, I can't do this. But I am really looking forward to Game Boy 2. But I did see, I can't remember his name. There's Wesley, and then there's the other one. But in the trailer, they seem to be hinting at an attraction between two characters that aren't together in it. And he reacted to it on TikTok. Um, and he rolls his eyes. I was like, okay. For me, Fish Upon the Sky was one of the few shows this year that was a mess. Yeah, someone is getting a bit annoyed with me because apparently I'm supposed to laugh because the director tells me to. That's not how it works. We all know that. And I explained that humor is subjective, but if you find it funny, that's okay. It's yours. Like it's Fish Upon the Sky overall is not. I'm not their target demographic, and that was very clear from the episodes. So it was always going to be a bit of a struggle for me because I'm not its target audience. So it just I did like Mork's character a lot. Um, and his brother was nice when he stands up for himself about the drinking element. I really appreciated that. But mm, I don't know. I think I'm still reeling from Word of Honor. So while watching other shows, maybe my excitement. No, I don't know. Oh, I stay away from apart from you, Steffi. I stay away from any idle Twitter things. I stay away from it. I do think Fish Upon the Sky try to have some nice messaging about not trying to change yourself for everyone, but it just felt like a very shallow and vapid look at teenagers. And I forgot, is that how a lot of teenagers are about just looks? I don't know. Are we? I don't know. Also, they brought in the female character right at the end, and yeah, that I wish they just left. I just wish they left her the way she was in the first few episodes. Stop using women as a tool to cause friction between these characters and as the villain. Fish Upon the Sky has that Thai show humor that is just cringy and way too literal. I don't need a show to spell out the humor. I can think for myself. Yeah, maybe that's why then Noel is. I don't want to be told when to laugh. I like to laugh my own time. That's why I love the actress Sammy, because though she is very slapstick and over the top, I can still sense how good she is as an actor. I don't know, I just really, I'm really looking forward to her show. I'm really looking forward to her GL moments because it'd be nice to see her do something different. Oh yeah, all your tweets about Namjoon. Namjoon. If everyone doesn't know, now you know who his favorite BTS member is for Steffi. Jimin is mine. I think. I don't know. Yeah, I see all your tweets, Steffi. All your tweets. But it's not just you I see. I mean, for some reason, I get a lot of BTS, and I'm like, oh, like this is why I stay away from Twitter. Fish Upon the Sky was badly executed. Maybe it was just I don't know. I can't. I think there was some. Mm, yeah, I can't defend. Yeah, I feel like Sammy. Like I remember Sammy from Lovesick, so I've known about her for a long, long time. So what, 7, 8 years? I know yours is how I say sure and please. I don't know why I say them like that. Um, I've watching Sammy grow as an actor has been really nice because finally I think they're taking away the funny part of her. They're allowing her to have a more serious nature because she's a very funny person. I've seen like her like, stuff on her and she knows how to ad lib. I love them all. So Jin, no. You can't pick a favorite. You don't. I mean, I like all of them. I really think they're talented. It's ridiculous how talented they are. I mean, can we have some of that talent, please? Like just in our fingers. I have a Twitter account for just the sake of it. I re-got Twitter. Now I have my personal Twitter that, by the way, I haven't posted on months. Since getting this Twitter, I never go on. The last time I went on was to post like show reels, acting show reels, because we have show reel share day where you can share it around the world. But I don't even use that. I think I have only like 450 followers on that, and then like five on this one. But I prefer this one because it's more related to what I'm doing. Because this is what I'm doing right now. Yes, Sammy is going to be in a jail, and she's acting with the one who plays her friend in Until We Meet Again. So that'd be interesting to see them as lovers. Okay, 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 Bronson, come here. My dog can open my door. Come here. Come. This way, this way. No, you're not jumping again and dropping, breaking everything. Come say hello. Come say hello. What's that? What's that? What's that? Bronson. What's that? What's that, Bronson? Huh? Huh? Who's a good boy? Bronson. Bronson. Who's my boy? Come Oh, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the gym tomorrow. How sad is that? That's the thing I'm most looking forward to. Um, I wish. Okay, this is something, Noel. What you're saying is something that I've been saying for a while to people. Usually, like on Discord, if I talk to them in other ways. Um, and on here, I agree with you 100% on that. I wish they would grow with their audience, and I do think they're started to in certain areas. That's why we had Manner of Death. in terms of Thai BLs and A Tale of a Thousand Stars. I want them to know that their audiences are growing and they're growing up and they're not as young as they once were. And they actually do have a lot of more mature viewerships and audience because people have been watching BLs for such a long time now. And I do wish they would understand. Like, I wish we would see them do what are they called when you get a group of people to talk about a product and all of that. Oh, what are they called now? And they sit in a circle and they talk about stuff. Someone will say it. Um, I agree. I feel like a big boom happened with Together, but there was a lot of us who were watching way before Together. And even the people who watched Together, that was a couple of years ago now, so they're even 2 years older. Um, so personally prefer a more mature BL or one where they're not in uh, university, which I've noticed they are starting to do. Like I know, like, with Korean BLs, a lot of them they're usually not in high school, but and Taiwanese ones are usually older, or at least feels older. Um, what else? Because Korean, Taiwanese. There's more. Yeah, that was Bronson, by the way. Um, yeah, new workout, but your arms are hurting from Friday. All I know is take 1 or 2 days for rest when you do workouts, Steffi, and then go back into it. And if you can, do one day where it's a full body workout, then try and do push and pulls. So push and pulls. So pulls would be like deadlifts and stuff like that, and pushes would be with the machine when you're pushing against your chest, or push-ups or squats, and try and like and then isolate maybe just legs for one day and then back and shoulders and then rest and then do it again. I feel like the more independent BLs are growing, but that's the problem. GMMTV are so popular, but they don't want to change how they create their shows. And I've noticed a lot of other shows from independent places are getting more viewership. Um, and I feel like they need to grow with their times. They need to kind of realize that they can still create the university college stuff. That's absolutely fine, but also have a variety. Korean BLs really are have done amazing. I think much better than I anticipated, especially with how conservative Koreans are. And I look forward to watching more Korean and Taiwanese BLs than I am right now of Taiwan's. But it also might be because we've seen so many with the Thai BLs that they get repetitive. Pinoy ones as well are starting to pick back up. I think when you first get into the market, you're in a flurry and you try to get everything out, and then everything settles down and, and things like that. Because sometimes there's too many shows being produced, so sometimes I wish they would take a step back. And I'm talking about in a general sense. I feel like Thailand is it was falling behind, but then I think of Manner of Death and I Told Sunset About You, I Promised You the Moon, A Tale of a Thousand Stars. but I do think they need to start changing what they're doing and have shows more like those ones I just mentioned, because Korea, the Philippines, Taiwan, they're all kind of pushing past expectations now. We Best Love is a perfect example of creating a university setting. But I think what worked for me as well is they did a 5 year jump. Um, I will admit, watching back on We Best Love, I still love both season 1 and 2. The 5 year jump was a bit weird in terms of how they tried to play it out, but I'm glad they did a 5 year jump. Very glad. Take care of yourself, Linda. In terms of Chinese BLs, because their stories are very good because they can't rely on other aspects of BLs. I'm still trying to get used to them. I'm just I think the toxic nature of some fans have made me like a bit wary. Yeah, I think a lot of people would prefer Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, Pinoy. I feel like those type of BLs suit people more right now. Okay, but that's just okay. That's just my preference. I still like Thai BLs because no, um, because that's how we kind of got into it. Because they were picked up. I just wish they wouldn't copyright all of their stuff because then I can't make any money. Also, I wish they would engage with their audiences more. Like Game Boys, they allow your reactions up and they actually interact and they like say thank you for the reactions and they talk to their fans. So I wish they would do. I know Perth looks back at My Engineer, which is really smart, and the actor in Oxygen, who was the smaller of the two, he does reactions, and I just think it's very smart of them to do that, to engage with their audience. I've got to leave in a minute. Um, Sadly, this is why this wasn't going to be a long live, but there will be another one. In I was going to do it in the middle of the week, but I am going to be at the dentist having quite extensive work, so I don't know if I will be able to talk to anyone for a while. That's a lie. Probably be like 4 days. But oh, so that's what I was going to ask because you mentioned I told Sunset about you. And I promised you the moon, which honestly I love. What does everyone prefer? Do you prefer I told Sunset about you, or do you prefer I promised you the moon? I was never. Yeah, I know. I was never. I was never into costume dramas. Yeah, the Untamed and Word of Honor really drew people in, and I can see why. Especially for me, for Word of Honor. Uh, I'm still not over episode 35. you're going to the dentist on Tuesday. Yeah, well, I got to drive my mum tomorrow, and then I'm the following week. I'm not a fan of the dentist, but you got to go. Don't forget to floss, people, and brush your teeth with an electric toothbrush. I personally prefer I Promised You the Moon only slightly, and it's because of what happened in it. Even though I was also spoiled on it, this is why when a show like Light on Me came out, I actively had to stop really using Twitter, in case I get spoiled by it. But yeah, for me personally, I that's fine if you didn't really get into the first one and you haven't seen the second one. Is like everyone has a personal preference, and I don't think that's wrong with that. I just, for me, I Promised You the Moon is an actor's dream. That's the type of acting you want to do. Yeah. Well, because I've got to leave now, guys. I just want to say, Noel, I agree with you 100% on that about Tay's character, and that's why I try to see everything from a different standpoint and really talk about his character because I could relate. Okay, everyone, thank you. This was a nice little surprise live, but I do have to now dash. I hope you all have a lovely rest of Sunday and you enjoy your week, and I will see you probably in 2 weeks.